Take it away, Linn.
All right. Okay, Thunderbirds are go. So tonight I want to talk to you about service design heuristics, and we can have a chat or argument about the definition of service design over a pint later. But suffice to say, we're designing and analyzing increasingly complex things. So what's a service? A service is an exchange of value, and there can be tangible and intangible goods and value exchanged. And oftentimes the user doesn't actually take physical ownership of the goods involved. So this is an example of a service. The problem is that a lot of services make us feel like this. I Googled bad service and I got over 1 billion results. So how can we move our tools forward in a way that helps us to design better services and to analyze why these kinds of feelings happen? You might be familiar with heuristics, and they are a set of best practices or guidelines that help us to analyze things. So a common UX technique is doing a heuristic evaluation of an interface. So you might be familiar with the 10 usability heuristics for user interface design, which are a classic set. So they can be used in a generative and evaluative way, but they typically have been applied to interfaces. Chilling. So I worked on a team at Usability Matters in Toronto where we tried to evolve heuristics beyond simply interface and tried to think about, could we prototype a set of heuristics that could be used when we're designing and analyzing service experiences? And we're going to talk about them. So you need to solve people's problems in a way that feels like the value you give is worth the effort of what they put in. And you should base that in user research. Okay, people need to be clear on what the service offering is and whether the service is right for them and what they're trying to deliver. So I worked on a project for a charitable fund where it was really unclear who was eligible to apply and what types of aid they would receive, which meant that there was a lot of wasted effort and time. You need to build lasting relationships. So you need to support flexible human interactions. We've all had the experience of a terrible service being rescued by a really great customer service interaction, and the reverse is true as well. Think about the whole system and where you could reuse, augment, or redeploy the resources in place. So there's a parcel delivery service in the UK that uses empty train station space. The system needs to be consistent across all channels and touchpoints. It's really strange for someone to, for example, go into the Meteor shop and find that the offers in-store are different to the offers online. And this is to do with sort of connecting all those silos, and it's something that I'm sure we've all come across. People need to be able to jump in and achieve closure at flexible points. In Toronto, a monthly ticket has to start on the 1st of the month, which is really inconvenient and inflexible. Make sure that the design of systems and information supports people understanding where they are within the system and what to expect. So when I joined a car sharing service, I got a leaflet with the 6 simple rules of car sharing that set up my expectations. Weigh the benefits of the precision of the information to the cost. So for a service like Uber, it's crucial that the pickup location is really, really specific, both for the person providing the service and for the end user. You can't expect people to adapt their life and work styles to fit around your service model. So we've all had the experience of waiting for a FedEx package or similar, where you're given an 8-hour window and the driver doesn't have a mobile phone. That really doesn't fit in with how we live our lives. You need to make sure that the service is experienced at an appropriate pace. So you'd be pretty irritated if your McDonald's took 2 hours, but you'd also be really upset if your French gourmet dinner took 15 minutes. So when you apply these, there's a few things to think about, and we've designed a workbook to try and help people apply them. I'll tweet out a link, so if anyone's interested, you can do that. But when you're applying heuristics, there's a few things to bear in mind. So service design moves us beyond being purely user-centered, and you need to think about the front and backstage people involved. It needs to take a holistic view of all the stakeholders, not just the user. And I think that's sort of where service design is evolving us past pure user-centeredness. Think about scale. You could apply a touch point to a single moment in time or to an overall relationship, or you could apply it to a small touch point or to the whole service system. And that's it. I'd love to hear what resonated, what's missing, how you could apply them, and any feedback that you have. Thank you so much.